Hey, what's up guys, ProCoolBoo, and welcome back to my tips series to become a better League player. This is number 2. I just want to say, take note, I do not claim to be good at this game. I just was asked to make a video giving tips to become a better League player by a subscriber, and I turned it into a series, and that leads me to my next point, just to give that guy a shout out. His name's Anthony. He's a great person that just supports my channel all the time, and gave me the idea basically to make this series, so thanks, man. So yeah, let's move on to the tips. Number 1, find your role. This is a good way to become better at the game. If you find a role that suits you, try to play that role more often or main that role. When you main a specific role, you'll be better at it because you will be playing the same type of champions, and you will learn how to outplay those champions in that role because you'll be playing them more yourself. And secondly, when you main a role, you learn the ins and outs of that area. For like mid, you have to have something, you have to have one side of the lane warded, so the jungler has to cross over the lane for him to gank you, which leaves you more time to react, more time for you to run back to your turret. That's just a simple tip, but as you begin to play a role more, you'll become more comfortable and have better knowledge of that lane and what you'll be up against. Number 2 is positioning. Positioning is something that you'll need to make yourself aware of mid to late game. Positioning is basically, if you are the carry, like the AD carry, you will need to be on the back line protected by the tanks or melee champions on your team. That also goes for mid lane if you are a ranged champion, because you're also going to be the carry. You should never walk into unwarded areas as the carry on your team late into the game unless your team is with you, protecting you. This doesn't really matter in the laning phase. Unless you're really pushed up ahead, then you need to be warded for ganks. But yeah, so when positioning helps you as a valuable player for your team to stay on the back lines, poke and kill people with your range, and not get caught out while you're on those back lines by some sort of CC like a Thresh Hook, Blitz Hook, Shen Taunt, whatever, etc. Having good positioning when you are the carries will help you be safer and let you be able to do more damage and win team fights. Tip 3 is communication. Communication is one of the most important things you have in League of Legends. First of all, it's a team game, and the more you communicate with your team, the better your team can work together. And second, communicating is essential for other players on your team to have knowledge of things that you know that your teammates don't. So again, you can all work together better. Some good tips for better communication are pings. Pings are probably the fastest way to communicate to your team, unless you're on Skype or something, but yeah, Skype that you can use to talk to them is going to be the fastest way, but pings, if you don't have that, are going to be the fastest way to communicate important information to your team. Pings like the missing ping every time your laner is missing. Playing in the background, let me... Alright, back to my music in the background. Alright, so when you have missing pings, ping every time your laner is missing, ping it like twice, ping like danger to the other lanes just to warn them and they know that someone's probably going to go kill them and they need to back the fuck up. Other lanes, other things like just like the on my way ping if you're a jungler, or like you're roaming, just ping on my way a couple times so they know and they can react to you ganking them, so you can work together and get a successful gank off. Basically, just like pings are really, it's a simple tip, but it really is a useful way of communicating. Other things that are really useful are using chat to say, like, when your enemy laner uses flash or another summoner spell so your jungler can gank you easier. Anything that could be useful, basically, that you can tell your teammates, like anything. They used an ultimate, they used ignite, flash, teleport, anything really. If you type in the chat, your jungler can help you, or just the knowledge and the communication just helps your team play better. Okay, number 4 is mechanics. This is kind of hard to explain. Mechanics are basically how well you can use your champion to the best of their ability. If you can understand and have good mechanics for that champion, you'll be able to play them so much better. Mechanics aren't something I can really tell you and make you better. You just have to be practicing and practicing that champion or any champion over and over, and you'll be able to master that champion's mechanics, or at least play them to a high standard. If you can do this, you can play the game so much better because you'll be able to use that champion, exceed and succeed as best as possible with them. Some advice will be practicing that champion, learning their ins and outs. Other general mechanic tips are like in the mid lane, auto attacks are really underestimated in the mid lane. Like, if you can auto attack your enemy, like, try to do it as much as possible. Just that extra damage, especially early, adds up a lot. And you can just poke them down, maybe even make them use a health pot just from just like a couple auto attacks every here and there. You just don't, like in the mid lane, don't just depend on your abilities. You can do damage with your auto attacks too. I know it's kind of a simple, stupid tip, but you would be surprised how many people I watch underestimate the use of their auto attacks. Like, I kind of learned this because I main TF and I throw auto attacks to them like every time so I can get my passive stack up. I throw 3 auto attacks, then W with the empowered 4th auto attack. But yeah, another small mechanic tip is when you're trying to poke your enemy laner and trade with them, and it's early, really early in the game, do not do it if you're going to get minion aggro, because your poke or harass, if you get harassed back and you took minion aggro, you're going to take so much damage, and that's just going to basically fuck you over, and they're going to be so much farther ahead of you. Use your mechanics, try to use the tips, and they will help you so much more because they're underestimated tips that really help. Try to master the champion and play them to the best of their ability, and you'll be able to play so much better. And my last tip is, number 5 tip is, this is a video about making you become a better League of Legends player. So my last tip is for you to become a better League player outside of the game, which will help you inside the game. Say you're playing ranked, and there's an ad playing in the background. Okay, so say you're playing ranked. This is just an example, and you are comfortable with jungle, mid, and ADC. Those are your main 3 roles that you can play. You're very comfortable with. You're the second pick, and you go to jungle, and you want jungle, and the first pick took mid. You go to play jungle. Third pick says, I'll top. Fourth pick says ADC or support, and the 5th says, I'm not a good ADC. He asks you to jungle. Just let the guy jungle. Like, really, just let the guy jungle. If you're okay with ADC, go with ADC. 4th guy will go with support. It's a better way. It's way better for you to play and your entire team to play more comfortable roles. And hopefully, if this happens to you, you can ask for a role that you're more comfortable with, and vice versa. Like, just let other people play more comfortably in their roles. It'll help them. It'll help you win more games. Don't be greedy. Don't be selfish. Communication like this with your team helps you become a better player in and out of the game. And yeah, that's basically my 5 tips for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like, subscribe. Yeah, check out my Twitter. We just passed 100 subs. It's fucking awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.